This was emotional. Aremu Afolayan and Kunle Afolayan settles their fight of over 40 years. These are siblings, one mother, one father. Guys, I don't know if you have ever kept malice with somebody this long. For over 40 years, Nigerians really reacted. They are like, how old were they when they started keeping malice? Because it is strange to see siblings keep malice. But let me say something before I read comment. You see, all these things starts from when you are small. When you have children, for those of us who God has blessed with multiple birth children, you discover that they will always have disagreement. They always settle. They will always have disagreement. They will always settle. How you settle this issue is important. And paying attention to these children is really important. There are some who are very emotional, some are very strict, some are very caring. Then for me, having triplets at the same time, there's a way I settle my case. The one that is very emotional, when I scold the one that makes him cry, I'll later call him and tell him, you did this, you should have handled it this way. Because I'm also trying to build him to become, not to allow people to see his vulnerable, that is, to see him always vulnerable. Because there are people that if you fail at the foundation, every time I tell my children, do not start now to fight. This is the time you need to bond, not when you are grown. Because when you grow, it is going to be the proceeds of what you do now. So, how did they become? So we'll read. Let's read comments. Somebody said, Shay Gabriel is one of their brothers. This one's one of their brothers. This one said, I didn't even know they were two different people because they really, really have a striking resemblance. This one says, 40 years. How old them be? This other person says, so you guys waited till your mom died before reconciling. That woman must have done everything in her power to settle that fight while she was alive. But you guys deprived her of that joy. I know how it feels. Like, I know when, I remember one time, I didn't want to talk to one of my brothers. Was it my brother or my sister? I can't remember. And my mom said no. This will not continue because of my mother. So I don't know how people will keep malice with their siblings and their parents will even talk to them and they won't listen. I don't know if I will have that mind for my mom to tell me something and I won't listen. This person say, how old them they? And how did this start the beefing at 6? Did they start beefing themselves at 6 years old? It's possible. There are people who started beefing from 10 years and they will tell you they will never talk to their sibling and they will keep it too. This person said, the older you get, the more you realize how precious life is. You have no desire for drama, conflict, or stress. You just want good friends, a cozy home, food on the table, and people who make you happy. That's the truth. This person said, these ones, they settle after 40 years. P square, they scatter after 40 years. This life, no balance. I no fit cry for anybody who made them go warm ever. This other person say, how can you fight your brother for 40 years? At what age did this beef start? I'm not judging, but their parents should have done better. You see what I'm saying? Before I started this video, I had to put things in perspective. I try my best to tell my children what to do, what not to do. I handle their cases because at the end of the day, they will still blame parents who have tried their best. Sometimes you don't know these children. They have the mind of their own. Now, at the end of the day, it's still parents that will bear the brunt of everything. This one say, dear parents, keep building up the siblingship bond between your kids. This news is heartbreaking. That's what the person wrote. 40 years? This person said, wow. One day, one after 40 years, bow. This one say, waiting go make siblings from the same mama and papa quarrel for 40 years. Now, wow. So nobody fit kidnap una two, put for the same room, make una talk. I be waiting exactly. This person said, 40 years ke, and their mama they alive. God, I beg you. This one say, which one is I cried and I didn't cry? I didn't cry, Joe. Yay. This person say, imagine me fighting my sister for 40 years, as in 40 years. God, I beg you. This person say, wetin be the thing where person go do him twins, where go hold grudges for 40 years. Oh, they are even twins. Wow, I didn't even know. This one say, even person where give my wife belle when I leave travel go abroad, I don't forgive am since, not to talk of your own twins. What? Are you serious? This one says, so they started fighting when Aremu was 4 years old. Are they twins? Nah, let me understand. This one say 4 years, not 40 years. This person say, kilo day now, from whom them they start the fight. This one said, 14 years you all, not 40 years. Even at that, 14 years is too much. It's too much. This one say, if you are happy for them, like this comment. This other person say 40 years. Okay. Another person say, so make I pronounce all these names before I read the main story, because their names long. This one say, oh, at that collect stray bullet. This one say, he said 14 years. But even at 14 years, it's a whole lot. It's a whole lot though. This one said, everybody settling their differences. Even Zubi just did too. Zubi and Angela. You know that Zubi and Angela has been fighting for the longest, and Zubi never answered Angela. And now they are reconciling. This one say, every grown man still a baby in the sight of his mother. May God comfort him and all those who lost their loved ones. Yeah. So during their mother's funeral, they didn't talk. This one say, hey God, like how do people just sit down and they will not talk for 40 years? Even though some people are saying they had 14 years. Even at 14 years. What is that thing? Let me know on the comment, guys. What is that thing that will make you keep malice with your sibling for 14 years? Maybe somebody like that guy in Equatorial Guinea. Maybe things like that could make someone keep malice with his sibling for 14 years, because they are saying 40 years. And some people say they had 14 years. Some people have asked, is it that is from their womb they started keeping malice? Because I can never understand. I can't understand how somebody will keep malice for that length of years. Wow. That's strange. Seriously strange to hear that. 40 years of not talking to each other. So if they are 50 now, maybe they are 50, maybe their fight started from when the brother who is 50 was maybe 10 years, and he was, even at that, maybe the brother who is 55 was 10 and he was maybe 5, and then they started fighting. Because I cannot understand, like, make it make sense. I cannot understand the whole story. It's funny, right? How people will keep malice for that length of time. Wow. And they were both doing well in their field of endeavors. They were doing well. So what was the malice about? Is it the way, because sometimes the way your parents judge a case could actually mar or break you, because you hear it, your family, they'll tell you, daddy doesn't beat this person. Daddy beats me. He has never beaten this person. Those things also, make a child grow into hating another child. Yes, those things also count. So, and that is why in a family, always balance things. If your children misbehave, flog all of them. Don't flog some and leave some. Because these things will keep building into the children. And when they grow up, they will feel, oh, our father beat us up and he did not beat our sister. And before you know it, their sister will grow up thinking that the husband shouldn't beat the daughter because her father didn't beat her. Like for me, growing up, my father beats me. My mom never beats me. Do you understand? But that doesn't mean that if my daughter does something wrong, I won't beat her. I know I hardly beat them. I hardly correct them with the cane, even though the Bible says spare the rod and spoil the child. So I'm just painting all these narratives to see if we can really find a way as parents to really be in the lives of our children. When one is crying that the other one is bullying them, caution them not to bully. In fact, tell them not to bully outsiders, not to talk of family members, because it has a ripple effect. There are some brothers that if you want to follow how you guys grew up, you won't want to talk to them ever in life. But what will you have to do? A family is something you did not choose. God brought you together. So you can't be the one to say things like that.